guys, it's Eva and welcome to Layered Fragrances. So I have a YouTube channel. It's called Beauty by Eva. The name of it, I'm pretty sure will be somewhere in the description box, so you can check it out if you'd like to. I do a lot of haul videos, fashion videos, get ready with me, makeup videos, as well as perfume reviews. So I have a huge collection of perfumes. I used to have about 60 perfume bottles, and now I have I think around 40. I did a decluttering a couple of months ago, and Layered reached out to me and they asked if I would be interested in checking out their new fragrances and trying them out, wearing them for a while, and then doing reviews for you guys so that you can know if any of them would be something that you might be interested in. It's really hard buying a perfume from a website where you can go into like a Sephora or Ulta and try it out and wear it for a little bit and making sure that you like it before you buy it. And so I think it's really important to get a good review of it so that you know whether or not it would be something you would possibly like. Today's perfume is Enchanted Garden, and I already did a video on their Facebook where I talked about the perfume more in details, telling you the notes, what I imagine when I smell it, things like that, so you might have seen it. But if you don't, I'll just go over that a little bit. So the notes for this, and as always, I have my notes here with me too, just so that I don't forget anything. The main notes for these are rose, jasmine, gardenia, orange, and bergamot. And like I said in the previous video, this is very, very floral. If you love florals, then you will love it. And if you don't like florals, if you don't like to smell like a garden of flowers, then you would probably hate it. The main notes that I get from this are rose and jasmine. Even my coworkers that have been complimenting me on it when I was wearing it last week, they're like, it smells like jasmine to me. So those are definitely the two notes that stand out the most. It is a very, very distinct floral scent where, to me, and like I said again in the previous video, it reminds me of like this big garden of flowers as well as fresh laundry. I know it sounds a little bit odd, but back in Poland where I used to live, I grew up there when I was little, and we used to always hang our laundry to dry on the lines outside in our garden. We didn't have like a clothing dryer. And so it would always smell like cotton and clean linen mixed with like the garden of flowers that we had there. And this is what this reminds me of. It just smells like almost like a fresh cotton candle mixed with an entire garden of all different flowers. And I just think it's such a beautiful smell. I've been wearing it non-stop. And it definitely, if you like florals, this will probably be one of your favorite perfumes ever. So Layered is a company that makes perfumes that are just mixes, like they're already a mix of different notes, such as this one, but they also make perfumes that are single scents. So they have patchouli, rose, they have coconut, they have all different perfumes that are just one single scent. And what you can do is you can get a mixed perfume like the Enchanted Garden, and you can mix it with the single layered notes to change it up a little bit depending on the occasion, on the season, on where you're going, where you want to wear it. Or you can get the single notes by themselves and mix them with each other. So for today's video, what I will be doing is I will be showing you how to mix the Enchanted Garden with 4 different single note perfumes, and my favorite ones are the Eden Rose, the Vanilla Dream, the Coconut Paradise, which is like my favorite coconut smell ever, and then lastly the Prime Patchouli. So I'll just go over the single notes first a little bit, just so that you kind of know what they're about before I mix it. So the Eden Rose, and I think that's one of my favorites to mix with the Enchanted Garden. This one smells like fresh roses. A lot of rosy perfumes, which I'm not the biggest fan of, they just kind of smell a little bit old, like a little bit too mature, almost like powdery rose. This one smells like a fresh cut rose, and I love that. That's the only rosy smells that I like, is when they're like really fresh, like the actual rose itself, rather than like enhanced fake artificial rose. So true smelling, and I love it. The next one is the Vanilla Dream, which to me So I usually use vanilla perfumes in the winter and fall time. I just like that coziness of how warm they feel. When it's cold outside, it just feels like extra cozy and extra yummy to me. But this one, I think it would be good in the winter, but I think this is more of like a summery sweet scent. And I don't think I've ever smelled a vanilla that's like a summer vanilla. I always associate it with the winter time because that's when I use those, but it's just really yummy, really sweet, like super sweet, and I think it actually smells perfect for the summertime. Then the prime patchouli, to me, when I first smelled it, so this is very unisex. I don't think it's specifically designed for women or for men. I think anyone could wear it, and it smells almost like Indian oils. It's definitely very, very intense. If you want to go into a room and be like, I'm here, that's what you would use. It's so strong, but it has like that peppery tone in it, which I really like. I think it just makes it very unique. And then my favorite one, which is the Coconut Paradise. So I love summery and beachy perfumes, and I love anything coconut just because it reminds me of like the islands and my honeymoon. I just love smells like that. And this one is so yummy. I can't even get over it. I have a bunch of coconutty perfumes, and this one is like my favorite for sure. As if you're on a beach, on an island, drinking tropical drinks out of a coconut. Like, that's what this is in a bottle. It's the perfect summer scent. It's just amazing. For today's video, and I will kind of demo how you mix them, but I will mix it with the Eden Rose just because I feel like smelling rosy today. I don't know. So what I would do is I would take the Enchanted Garden first, and I would spray it on my hand, and I'll just do like 1 scent usually, and then I'll take the single note perfume and I'll spray it while it's still wet, and I'll do like twice, just because I wanted to kind of take over the Enchanted Garden. Like, I wanted to really change up the smell of it. And what I would advise against is rubbing your hands together and then just let it dry. And I don't ever rub my hands together, at least I try not to, because I feel like when you do that, it like, I don't know, it almost kind of ruins the notes in the perfume a little bit when you rub it. So let it air dry and then repeat it on your other hand if you want to, but it is very scented, so you don't really need to use it on both hands. Like, you can still definitely smell it just when you have it on one arm. And what it does is it takes the Enchanted Garden and like that floral smell that it has, but it makes it smell more raw, more like natural flowers in the summertime when it rains and you just smell like that, those wet real roses. Like, that's what it changes the scent into. It gives it just like a more natural smell. It makes me think of like a summertime when it rains a little bit and you're walking into your garden and you see like the rain falling onto your flowers. Like, it just makes it more raw and natural, as opposed to a combination of like sweet flowers all together. It makes it more natural smelling, if that makes sense. I don't know, maybe it doesn't. Leave me a comment if you just are completely confused, because that's just how I describe smells. Like, I describe smells by telling you what I picture when I smell them, rather than giving you like specific notes, you know, and things like that. I've also mixed it with the other perfumes that I mentioned, and I'll tell you kind of like what you get when you mix the other ones. I'm not gonna do it now because I would just give myself a headache and give Georgie a headache. So I'll just tell you. So if you want to take the Enchanted Garden, if that's like your scent and you love it, and you want to take it on a vacation, you want to take it on your honeymoon, or you're going on a summer holiday to like, I don't know, like St. Lucia or the Bahamas or something, you can take it and mix it with the Coconut Paradise, and it makes it, it's like a floral, but it's like a florals that's like a garden near a beach and the ocean. It just makes it so much more beachy and so much more like coconutty. It completely transforms the perfume and makes it into like a super summery perfume. So I wouldn't do it in the winter and in the fall, but in the summer I think the coconutty is so nice to mix with the florals, because you still have like those florals if you enjoy them, but you definitely transform it into like a completely summery, beachy kind of perfume. So if I had these before my honeymoon, this would probably be my honeymoon scent. I love to mix it so much. Like I said, I'm not gonna do that now because it would just be crazy, but I do that a lot with this. Now, if you have the Enchanted Garden and you want to make it into something warmer and cozier, like if you're going, what I picture is like a wooden little house in the winter in like Colorado with a fireplace, and you want to make it really cozy and yummy, you can mix it with the Vanilla Dream and it'll just give it like that extra sweetness. Again, like I said, I mean, the Vanilla Dream could be used in the winter and in the summer, but I love vanilla scents when it's cold outside and you're sitting in your cozy little house and it's warm and you have like the fireplace going. So this definitely makes it more cozy and makes it more like just like yummier and sweeter, and it smells like cookies, but it's not like your typical cookie perfume where it's too sweet. Like it still has those florals in them, which makes it more, I feel like, for adults rather than like sweet candy perfume, you know? If you want to make it really, really different, I would mix it with the Prime Patchouli. And what the Prime Patchouli does is, the patchouli on its own is a little bit too intense for me. Like I would wear it, but really not on its own. I would just mix it with something else, something that makes it more feminine, which is what this does. If you mix these together, you have like this oriental but still very feminine scent, but it has like that kick, that spice to it. So it's not just florals, it's not just like super girly and feminine. It has a kick of like something like just like extra. I really enjoy this mix because they're the polar opposites of each other. This is like a strong man or like a businesswoman, like hardcore, like, you know, you walk into a room and everyone's looking at you, and this is like a very pretty girly girl that's wearing like flower dresses and heels all day long. And if you mix them together, it creates this like really cool perfume where it's feminine and girly, but it's also oriental and different, and something that maybe you would smell in like an oil shop, like an Indian oil shop. So I love these because they're just so different that it makes them work together, and it makes it into like this really exotic scent. So yeah, those are my favorite mixes. There are other mixes you can also get on the website and test it out and switch it up on your own and see what you like the most. The website will be linked in the description box, but these are just my top favorites. If you love rosy perfumes, if you want something that's natural, that's not powdery, that's not like mature ladylike, definitely the Eden Rose would be the scent. Even if you don't have the Enchanted Garden, but you have other perfumes that you just want to make them more rosy and more just more natural, I would definitely get this and mix it with them. Any of these perfumes, any of these single notes that I mentioned, they would work with other perfumes that you have, depending, you know, you can change them up a little bit, make them more beachy, make them more oriental, more like warm and cozy. So I really love the idea of not having to buy a new perfume every season. You can just buy these single notes and change up the perfumes that you already have. So this one, where is it? Oh my gosh. All the bottles look like this, like they're all the 60 milliliters or 2 fluid ounces. The Enchanted Garden will be available on June 3rd in this big bottle. I think that's it. If you have any questions, you can leave comments below and Layered will reach out to you and answer them all. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!